You're a fucking dirtbag anyway. You're a liar, piece of. I already know how you are. Stop fucking playing.
I'm tired of women keep going back and forth.
Whatever.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No booker, but I go by the name of Eli. Make sure y'all follow me on IG, the real Y Eli, man. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed, H to go. You know the name. I'm like a memory card because I'm here to save the game. You heard? H to go 24.
Okay.
That's vintage bars. You know what I'm saying? You definitely.
I'm back
I gotta go after that.
That's tough,
It's
man.
a tomato,
Last but not
tomato.
least, man, we got Juke.
That's
man.
my motto. Like, all right, what it do? It's your boy Juke. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok too. Yeah, follow the crew. It's the podcast crew. Yeah.
Nah, that ain't
I
it.
can't go
That
after
ain't,
Ace. Ace just,
that ain't it. What Charlamagne said, that ain't it.
That was valid.
Thank you. See, I appreciate the ladies.
My fault, man. I was slacking.
Ace wrote his shit right in the car.
That's why he was late. That's why he was late. Okay, all right, makes sense.
Yeah,
All
right
right,
here.
makes sense.
Downstairs, like, damn, what the fuck am I saying?
Anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
My name is Paloma. You can follow me on Instagram at LoveLomaSmile.
Hi, my name is Tiffany, and you can follow me at Tiffany EFFF.
Okay.
3 Fs.
Listen, before we get into these topics, make sure y'all like, subscribe, join the membership, man. I promise you we got a lot of exclusive behind the scenes footage. We got early access to episodes. If you're a member, you probably watching this like 3-4 weeks in advance, like before this go public. So make sure y'all join the membership. Make sure y'all listen to the podcast audio, man, every Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. and cop the merch, man. We all
we
got
merched
merch
out
on
today,
man. DailyRapUpCrew.co.
Yeah, damn.
Listen, before I get into this first topic, actually, I do want to talk about female friends, right? Because one thing that I see on social media a lot is it seems like women are very desperate for like female validation or female friends. Like every time I go on social media, there's women constantly begging for more for friends. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I need a bestie. Like if you were trying to be a bestie, and it comes off a little like desperate to me. Why is it that you think so many women seem like fixated on trying to have more female friends? Like, because my theory is that women struggle at keeping female friends, which is why they're always looking for more female friends. Like, would y'all agree or disagree with that?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I mean, personally, I disagree with that. I think I have a lot of female friends, and I feel like female camaraderie is like something that keeps me sane. Like having my female friends is like nice to have someone to talk to. It's something like most guys don't really have, is like being able to really express your emotions. And Jane Fonda did an interview. I don't know if you know who that is, but she's about 85 years old. And she thinks, her theory is that one of the reasons why women live longer than men is because they have that outlet. They have that friend outlet that they can like talk to and really like, you know, release their emotions. I feel like guys are searching for that. They don't necessarily have it. They don't have a place where they can like talk to people. And so maybe that's why girls are always looking for a girl group or like girlfriends.
Got you.
I don't know. I think they want that sense of community too.
Yeah.
And people to support them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sense of community. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all agree where she said that guys lack that I guess that bond to be able to just vent or, you know, share emotionally, I guess, with their guy friends. Would y'all agree with that?
I don't agree with that. I think me personally, I have a good group of people that I could talk about anything with. So I mean, generally speaking, I don't know. Like, how y'all feel about that? Like, I think
Do
you
you
got a
guys
good.
talk to each other about like your actual emotions and like what you're going through?
I think that women believe we don't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's hard for women to understand because sometimes it's hard for us to come and have these conversations with women because sometimes they're listening to respond rather than listen to like hear us out. You get what I'm saying? So not everything that's said needs an answer all the time. And sure, we do need feedback, but sometimes guys can relate to what we're gonna do, just like you guys feel comfortable speaking to women, what they can relate to what you guys saying. But I speak to everybody in this motherfucking room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think men feel comfortable speaking to each other, even if we didn't see each other. I cannot see you for months. And then I see you, it's like, oh, what up? And we could talk. And it's women, if you didn't speak to her last week, or if you missed her birthday,
ooh, you missed the birthday.
Oh, I ain't fucking with you,
that's
no
so
more,
funny.
bitch.
And our friends, or after the Miami trips, like, you know, after any girl trip.
Or if you like the guy that she liked or flirted with the guy she liked, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so common. But
I mean, there are women like that, but there's also, you know, the flip side of the coin. There are women who are okay with that kind of stuff, and it's not, you know, there are things that matter more than missing a birthday or talking to a guy that, you know, you're not with like 6 months later or a few months later. So
I've seen it happen to other people, but I haven't experienced that.
Yeah.
I
mean, I've been friends with my girls for mad long. So.
Shout out to you.
I was at work and I was training a new person, and he was going on about what was going on in his life, and I just met him. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think men got a problem expressing it. I don't know. I just think it's who you talking to, I guess. Like,
but if we are being honest, there is that stigma within a guy's friends group where they might clown you, like, you know what I'm saying? If you got your heart broke by a shorty and you still crying over it, man, get over that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes guys might be like a little hesitant about, you know what I mean, venting to certain people.
I think that's more like the younger generation. I think once you get like a certain age, it's like, it's not like, that's regular shit that you go through. It's not like young person shit. Like, when you back in the day, they be like, let's go to the club, whatever. Right. When you get older, you think about other shit like, oh yeah, that's your woman. Like, you know?
One thing I could be wrong about, but just based off my experience, like with, you know, I have a whole bunch of female cousins and sisters, whatever the case may be. I could say that I know Eli since I was 15, Big Bro, Pat, all since I was 15 years old. And I'm 20 plus years of that, right? But I don't find it common for women. Like, I got a whole bunch of female cousins and they don't got friends. They might have one or two. I got like, and I'm not trying to shit on
new friends.
They build new friendships and then move on. They can communicate and build with new friends, but I don't see like long-term relationship with friends.
Like even the women that come on the show, they be like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. Like, oh yeah, how long y'all been best friends? Oh, like 3 years. I'm like, what the fuck, that's your best friend? Like, damn. Okay.
But even on the show, when we do find guests, we always encourage the guests to, hey, come on with your friends, because you tend to feel more comfortable when you're around a group of your friends, and they normally never have friends. They always want to come as a solo. Like, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all don't got no friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, so it's a lot of them that want to participate as a solo instead of, because they don't have that friends, or maybe they don't have friends that they can rely on, or whatever the case is, which might be why they are, you know, always on social media looking for a new set of friends that they could, you know, maybe bond with or trauma bond with, or whatever the case is. Like, you know what I mean? So
trauma bonding is a real thing.
But how the fuck do you find a new friend? Like, how do you?
You like the post. You like the post. That's it. Like, I'm looking for new friends like this.
Funny
like,
you bring this up because I went to a yoga class on the pier 2 days ago, and I think I made a friend. I didn't know how to get there. I mean, I just like met her, whatever. But she had a yoga mat too, and I was like, "Are you going to the same place?" And she's like, "Yeah, are you going here?" So we're walking. We're like, fuck it, let's walk together. And then I'm like, oh, you know, I start a new job on Monday. So she's like, I start a new job on Monday. And I'm like, oh, I work in advertising. She's like, I work in advertising. And I'm like, are you a Virgo? And she's like, yeah. And I'm a Virgo. And then we like
with the sign.
You know? So we kind of started. And I was like, yeah, like let's exchange numbers and let's do another class together. And we texted and we're like, all right, we locked in for the next class. Like,
see,
you know what's crazy? That's how guys make friends. Like, you had your first guy friend experience just right there. Like, that's how guys do it. Like to you, it's like fun.
Guys do that. But I remember I seen this one video where it was like, you know, there's two guys, whatever, and every day they would just walk past each other. And every week is a different, like one week
it's like a step up. Like a step up.
Week is is a dab, and then the next week is like, yo, what's good, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
and then you want to get lunch? Like,
well, women, they're much more, you know, they would approach each other, or they feel more comfortable to support.
I do have one last question, right? Because my girl personally, like, I know when my girl, her homegirls finds a new friend, she's always like, don't bring that new girl around. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
No new friend.
And then she like, even if the girl is there and everybody's there, she's like, yeah, you the new person. Get out of here. Like
I can see her doing that.
She makes it awkward for the new person. So why do you think, or is that common for females to?
I feel like with us, no. Like
y'all accept it.
Yeah, I'm always
yeah, but you bring me around so many new women all the time, and it's like we become friends after.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you ever get
but
jealous?
But some women do get territorial. Like I mean, do have other friends that get territorial, but I'm like, these are my friends, and like if you love me, like you'll accept them too.
Yeah,
like, that's just
that usually happens with like people I've known since I was like younger.
Yeah,
like, they'll be like, oh my god, who's this new person in your life? And I'm like, girl.
Yo, Fee, they said you a hater.
Yo, and I'm be honest with you, right? And this is gonna sound crazy, but I promise you, in every group friend, there's at least one girl, and this is gonna sound crazy. There's one girl that want to bump coochies with y'all. I promise you, you have at least one female friend that want to bump coochies.
Why did you have to get sexual with it,
I promise you, because I'm noticing.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
I'm really noticing it more with women, is that a lot of women do gain a form of sexual attraction to their female friends. You know what I mean? And that might lead to,
I expected that from me.
Yeah,
you would say something, because I've been noticing that. I'm just like, yo, I gotta.
The only problem I have with you bringing that up is that now they're gonna bring up, well, it's a nigga that want to bounce his dick on you. Like, you just open up that. Bro, they love to use the same shit right back. So
they wasn't gonna use it until you said that.
They're typing it right now. What are you talking about?
Let me get to the next topic. This shit made
Get to the next topic, man. You ruined
Listen, man. First topic, man. Are Hollywood's portrayal of Black life focused too much on trauma within our community? What's your thoughts on this?
I think it used to. I think there was a period of time where, like the baby boy era, where it was really like that. But I think it's changed after, where we are now, and like stories like, The Best Man, which is one of my favorite movies, isn't really like that. Think Like a Man, Barbershop, like, or shows like The Fresh Prince, where like you see people in, spaces of Black excellence. I feel like that's shifted over the years. So it used to really be more focused on that, but it's changed. And I think for the better.
Yeah.
Because it's showing the range of Black stories. It's not only about trauma. So it used to be like that, but not anymore. That would be
okay,
I kind of agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some, but
but like you said, not as much as before.
Because 1,000 to 1 was one of those where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so. With Tiana Taylor.
Is that like
1,000 Ways to 1 or something like that?
That's when she was like a mother.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And that was one where I was like, oh my God, this is just like the poster for it. But
yeah.
It's also a real story. So
yeah. True. Yeah. What's your thoughts on this?
You want to go?
Yeah.
I like how y'all both looked at each other.
We try not to talk over each other. I think the reason why it's like that is because we're all like semi-hypocrites. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to just call a spade a spade. We sit here, and the reason why these movies are doing better because we don't promote or support the movies that's like in the indie films that's trying to get the support. We don't own the power to get some of these films in these positions of, I guess, in theaters. I remember even Megan Good at one point produced her own film, and I remember it was only limited time in theaters, and people was so busy talking so much shit about what it didn't have or what film quality was, but it wasn't, what about supporting her so the story can get out? You get what I'm saying? Or so us watching, supporting her could help another Black female get her movie or her thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We sit down and we criticize, and we only seem to get comfortable with like situations that we're familiar with. So we'll go watch a nigga get hit with a whip 1,000 times. Like, I know we tired of watching Roots movies and shoot 'em up, bang bang movies. So I think we are part of the problem by still supporting the films that portray us in negative light. And when something else positive comes out, we don't support those, you know? So, I mean.
Yeah. What's your thought?
I think it's part of it.
What was the question again?
Is Hollywood focused too much on portraying like the negative aspects of blackness, I guess you could say?
Man, I think it's like Juice said, like this is what's selling, so they just gonna keep producing it. And I think the positive things, no matter what field you're in, even when we make positive shit, like we see the difference in the numbers. You know what I mean? So you gotta go with what's selling at the end of the day.
Facts.
And you can't really blame them. You gotta blame the consumers. Man. Whatever we support, they're gonna keep putting out.
Yeah, I think we, in our community, we've been too conditioned to like almost like accept the toxic or look at it as entertaining. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like you said, the negative always outweighs the positive, especially on social media. What end up going viral is always the toxicity that always goes viral. And when motherfuckers having positive conversations, niggas is cricket. Even though they be the main ones saying, damn, we're the positive conversations, we don't tend to gravitate towards those things because they don't provoke an emotion out of us. Like, you know what I mean? We're not triggered by that. We're not, going to share, because if we just agree with it, we just going to agree with it and go about our day. Now, if we disagree, this is what I say about social media. The post that end up doing the most is the one that people engage with the most. Like, so if you find a sense of triggerness, like if you get triggered by a post, you're most likely to go in the comment section and write your thoughts, write a whole paragraph, whatever the case is. You're going to share it to somebody because you just as frustrated. And the algorithm sees that and reward that type of behavior, which is why you see that type of content. It's just like with movies. Like, we can't be mad at a Tyler Perry for constantly portraying, let's say what it is, black men in a negative stereotype, because his audience is mostly black women, and they, trauma bonding is a real thing. Like, you get what I'm saying? So if that's what made him $1 billion like man, like, of course he's not going to write different stories. Like, that's his bread and butter right there. Like, you know what I mean? And I see people are not going to make that. You're going to go with, it's like market like analysis. You're going to go with what's selling. Like, you're not going to take a risk on something, even though it might be a great story. If the data doesn't show that people are going to be receptive to it, and they more receptive to a man cheating on his wife that's an independent boss and she's doing everything right, but her man is toxic, and a lot more people can probably resonate with that. So they're going to watch that, you know what I mean? Whether it's bad or good. Tyler Perry movies, we always critique it about the writing, but what does it do? It provokes engagement. It's whether it's good or bad, it's going to still provoke engagement.
Like, you know what I'm saying? About the wigs that the actors be wearing.
Yeah, like it's all engagement at the end of the day. So
or shows like Love and Hip Hop or like Baddies.
Those shows, same thing. Even the music that we listen to, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we can promote the Rap Cities and the Flo Millies, the women that are actually talented, but those get overlooked because of the Sexy Reds and the Gorillas and the Megs. Like, that's what the people are gravitating. That's what the analytics are saying that people want to listen to. So of course that music is going to be more prominent. Like, you know what I mean? So I think we just got to get to a point where we can have these, these balancing perspectives. Like, because obviously there is a level of trauma that is inherently, that's part of our story. Like, the Black story. Like, there's trauma there. Like, people resonate to that, but we got to balance it out. With diverse narratives as well. So
I'm not familiar with this actor name, but he plays on The Chi. He's the one that was messing with the trans person on the show.
Okay,
but he was on on the Breakfast Club, and he was just talking about like how people burned him because he played a role as a gay man, but he said no one questioned him if he played the role as a thug. So I said we all seem to typecast like, that's forbidden, you playing the gay guy and you straight or whatever the case is. But we can accept him, never probably been in the hood a day in his life, but he could play a thug gangster nigga. You get what I'm saying? So we put each other in these boxes that we shouldn't be in. We should be able to do everything.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I agree.
So just getting on to the next topic, do you think gentrification is something that actually benefits the Black community, or does it ultimately do more harm than good? What's your thoughts on gentrification?
Gentrification, that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
I think gentrification is more of a class or socioeconomic thing than it is more of a race thing. It just so happens to be directly connected to race because people of color are more in poverty than, white people. And so that's why it becomes a race thing. But I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know if it's beneficial or not beneficial to Black people. I would hope that at some point, or people of color in general, because, Hispanic people are also affected by it, that people invest in their own neighborhood and like where they grew up and come from. And like a lot of people feel like they grew up in the hood and then they get money and they don't want to stay there and they want to like go somewhere else. And so it'd be interesting to see like the dynamic of people who like invest back in their hood and like stay there and like live in those neighborhoods. And so the culture that's there that made it that way kind of gets to remain because you grew up in it, and so you're not threatened by it like white people would when they like come into those neighborhoods. So
I think it's harmful though, because like I said earlier, like they're pushing out the people who've been living there for so long. That means that the culture is also leaving as well. And I mean, like you said, it's not a race thing, and I do agree with that because there is, you know, like some would say like black elitists, like they're coming from like probably like California, they have money, and like you're still pushing out the people who are in the poverty. So I think it's definitely does more harm than good.
What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it is definitely harmful to the. I do think it's a race thing, honestly, though. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't see them going into white communities and pushing out the white people. It's our communities they going into and fixing up finally.
Yeah.
But then want to raise the prices. If you're gonna fix it up, not raise the prices so the people that live there can still live there. You know what I'm saying? But because they fixing it up and they putting a Starbucks here and a gym here now $1,500 rent is now $3,000. So I mean, it's not good for the people that's there, especially in this economy and the way how the cost of living is rising every day. And it's like I don't see it as a good thing. The only benefit is the communities are getting better, you know what I mean? Because obviously, you know what I mean, it's more money is going to be better conditions and stuff. But
it's cleaner,
other than and stuff like that, so, and more resources because other races are moving in and living in. But
that's not right. That's not fair. Like,
but I saw something where it was like let's say like, you know, like the people who originally like own all the brownstones in Harlem, like they have to sign for that. Like people come and buy their property and they agree to it instead of passing it down for whatever reason, whether it's they don't
sometimes
have anyone
it's forced.
to you know, it is forced in a way because you can't afford it anymore, but if you own that property outright, you can maintain it, you can or pass it down or, you know, keep it within the community. So there are
but that one is different because ultimately that's their decision to sell the property.
Right.
Like they have to. When you talk about like sometimes and when these community people come into the communities, they're not necessarily buying people out. They're just forcing them out because they're everything is getting raised and they can't
from a rental perspective.
So it's not like I'm gonna just sell it because the price is right. It's like, I don't have no other choice but to leave because everything is so inflated. I can't afford it.
Because I sell it or lose it.
I live in the part of Brooklyn I live in I'm starting to see a lot more people, you know, jogging and walking their dogs that wasn't there before. Like, you know what I mean? And well, let me get Drew's take on this before I say anything.
I want to say I do agree with all of you guys, but I want to say that the positive is that we are getting in these particular places in certain neighborhoods, there's more of a safety feeling. Like I want to say that it's more the streets are cleaner. I mean, we can look at those positives. You know, me being a victim of gun violence from being in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't want to go on that side again. You motherfucker, you telling me. So it's hard to say, but the problem is that we lose so much with the access of getting something great back. You get what I'm saying? If they're cleaning neighborhoods, the parks are better. We just can't afford to be here. But I also feel like, why be here? Why are we here? Why are we fighting for this per se? I'm just a different person. You know, I don't think New York really has anything for me to fight for the gentrification. You want to fucking charge a quadrillion dollars? Like,
I'm speaking from somebody for a nigga that live in fucking somewhere else.
That's why he left though, right?
We're fighting for these fucking cubicles that they're blatantly charging us fucking 30 grand a month, whatever it is. It just small ass places. And all you saying is, all we getting is fucking more expensive stuff around it. I mean, I don't mind moving away from it. So I'm different.
No,
I think that sometimes, like with these conversations, is that a lot of times with these black and brown people, they were forced there to begin with because those areas weren't as developed. So we had to turn that into our homes. And, you know, like Brooklyn arguably can be if you think about the 5 boroughs, Brooklyn is the most popular one and is worldwide, and it's because of a certain aspect of Black culture that made Brooklyn so relevant. Bed-Stuy is a product of Black culture. Like, that's why it has that, when you say Bed-Stuy, like when Biggie says it, has that sense of, history and culture there. So now when we built up a community or a city or whatever the case is, just to be forced out so people would now take advantage of it is unfair. But again, we got nobody, like Drew said on the last time, we got nobody to blame except ourselves, because we allow the neighborhood to stay the same way. And even when we did advance, we didn't advance the neighborhood with it. We just moved to a white neighborhood or whatever the case is. So you can't be mad at the product when we had all the opportunity. Like, downtown Brooklyn was a mess, like before the Barclays, no Atlantic Avenue, all the fucking abandoned warehouses. Nobody did anything with that for decades. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now they developed the Barclays. Now they developed these condos over there. And we're looking like, damn, these motherfuckers coming in and, should have been building condos and forcing us out. Well, we had the opportunity to change it. You know what I mean? We didn't show up to our local, whatever politicians and at least try to hold our own ground, or even say, at least, hey, if y'all going to build condos, at least make some of them more affordable or half of them affordable housing, so that way we can afford to, live here, or whatever the case is. And then with gentrification comes with like sometimes over policing of neighborhoods now, like, you know what I mean? So now areas where these people moved in, now there's more police activity. Now that could lead to more noise ordinance, things that we used to do in the block parties that we used to have in Brooklyn. Now these people are complaining like, hey, like, I don't want no block party. And that's been a cultural staple within certain communities in Brooklyn. And now, because the culture is being pushed out because, other people are coming in, now it feels a bit unfair. And now we're getting displaced, and now even with the migrants that's coming in, like, now they're coming into Black and brown communities, and they're getting vouchers now to come live right next door to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's unfortunate because it doesn't happen in the Asian communities like that. It doesn't happen in the Indian communities, like the Jewish communities. Definitely not happening. They have their own towns and everything. And so it's like,
but it's so hard to like stand up for yourself and do those things and speak to your representatives, and when you're just trying to survive, and of course, like Asian communities and, Indian communities and other communities that weren't brought here as slaves, like they have a different mindset. They have a different way of how they think about things, because they have more freedom to think of trying to better themselves, because they're not just like trying to struggle to survive the whole time, So it sucks. It's just an unfortunate situation that, hopefully it gets better, but that's just kind of like how it is, and hopefully it changes. But I think it is over time. I think it's getting better. I think our generation, I think we've come so far from the struggle that our ancestors went through years and hundreds of centuries ago, that we're getting to a space finally where like it's not all about survival. We are finally living. And when you get to that space where you're living, then you have more free peace of mind to like, how can I make my life better?
You feel like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No.
You gonna say something, King?
Nah, yeah, say it.
Nah.
You sound like you wanted to say something, like,
I just want to know where it's gonna stop, because gentrification is something that could happen anywhere. They could just pick a place like, we just gonna do it here now, like, you know what I mean?
But it really happens mostly in inner cities, right?
Right.
It's not happening in like bumfuck Wisconsin.
Nobody gives a fuck about
that. Right. Like poor white people are.
Until underprivileged people move there, make a name for it. And now it's a hot place now, right? Yeah. And they can go do it all over again. So it's like, what is this?
And this is why I gotta agree with Keen when you said it wasn't a race thing. When you look at the numbers of gentrification in America, and you look at the cities, it's DC, Chicago, Philly, New York, Los Angeles. Those have
predominantly
a high population of Black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's no coincidence. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think it has to be race based. The data says that it's race based. Like, you know what I mean? So
how many of us know who's our borough president? You know, each borough has a president. We're not.
I know.
But that's what I was gonna say though. You were saying going to these local meetings, like who taught us that growing up? Like, you know what I mean? Who was telling us to go do that? You know what I mean? So it's like
motherfuckers, like you said, motherfuckers gotta survive.
Right.
Like, you ain't got time for no town hall meeting. Like,
it's 2024. We can say that's what we. Because I'm gonna hold myself accountable. Yeah. I know still to this day I don't know who the borough president of Brooklyn is. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. When this information is free, you know, we could check up who the fuck who's fucking who and what, you know what I'm saying? Like when the next diss track coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could put out we could put out the time to focus on what's rules, what regulations, what laws is being passed, and take out the time to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So,
listen. Before I get into this next topic, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if y'all not already subscribed, and join the membership. I promise.
Positivity, man. Support it. Support it.
Come on,
it's positive, and I need y'all to support the content, man. Don't be hitting us in the DMs talking about we need more positive. When we have them, y'all motherfuckers don't be tuned in.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this shit ain't getting no views. It ain't getting no views.
Yeah,
prove me wrong.
Yeah,
it was all wrong.
You gotta start twerking or something.
I might have to. Like, join the membership. Right. Yo, anyway.
This episode, I ain't gotta say much. I ain't gonna lie, man. Eli taking my job. Y'all doing a good job. Give it up.
Yeah, that's what you say. You gotta have the balance. So you gotta shorty in the background twerk. While we talking
about politics. Politics and pussy.
Crazy.
Oh, you promoting Trump out here?
Oh,
that's Trump.
Wow.
You grabbing pussy?
I ain't say nothing about grabbing the pussy.
Listen,
I just got a red MAGA hat.
that shit is looking like a MAGA hat.
You gotta crop that in. Fix it in post. Fix it in post.
Drew, I know you had a topic about, if you could go back and apologize to your parents for something you did in the past, what would it be? Can you explain what made you come up with that topic and a little bit more about that?
That is a great question.
All right, so I've been in a scenario not too recently. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna just tell y'all what happened to me, so then you guys could grasp the idea of it. But I had visited my father in Jamaica probably 2-3 years ago, or whatever.
No, I'm sorry.
But this is like my first time seeing him because he lives out there and years. So but we spoke, but we never really spoke. But I always had this grievance with him. And also felt bad about, things my mom's used to force me to do. So, I was speaking to him, but I just apologized to him because, my mom used to make me say stuff like, yo, when certain things wasn't going her way, she used to make me say, me as a kid, 8 years old, telling my pops, oh, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to get you deported. You get what I'm saying? So, but me as a grown man, realizing, damn, I understand why you don't want to be around or why you didn't want to speak or you felt like your life, you got other kids that you got to take care of. The one kid that's being rebellious and telling you shit like you about to lose your life. You know what I'm saying? So I had to acknowledge that and then just apologize to him. He said he understood and it's not he was never mad at me. Mm-hmm. But still as a man, I said those words. You know, as a kid I did, but as a man I realized maybe we can heal and be better. Build a better relationship because I know better now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to ask y'all, did you have you ever gone through something where it don't have to be extreme like that? Because, maybe somebody stole $5 from their mama. Maybe, somebody, did something they wasn't supposed to, broke into the crib or crashed the car. Yeah. But what is something that you guys probably went through where you want to apologize to your parents, they listening?
Damn.
I would say around when I was 17, 18, I was in my rebellious stage.
You was?
I was gonna say.
Was you smiling?
And I wasn't.
But I can't picture this nigga.
I remember.
Though. That's the crazy part.
I remember being a real asshole to my moms, and I love my mom to death. So when I look back at that, I was so ashamed of that time. You know what I mean? And it's when Kanye came out with this song, Can't Tell Me Nothing. I was I used to sing that. She hate that song. She hate that song to this day. I used to sing that song to her all the time. Every time she would tell me some shit and I ain't like, I was like, wait till I get my money. And you can't tell me nothing. Right? So I was like, damn, like when like we joke about it now, but no, I mean, my mom know I love her to death, man. I would apologize. Well, I have apologized, but yeah, I really want to apologize for that time I was going through.
Your mom's sweet as fuck. You said that, y'all would have got kicked the fuck out.
that
got kicked out for less.
That's what, like, she could have said, yeah, you don't gotta wait till you get your money right. You get the fuck out now. Like,
I would kind of go back to what you were saying. Like, when I was like 17, 18, I was bad. Like, ripping and running the streets. Like, just like my mom would want me to be home at like 9. I had to get home at like 12. Like, going to parties. I lived in the suburbs, so like that's all we really had to do over there. Like going like there are cops watching this, but one time we like got into like some abandoned house and was like drinking and partying, like just doing dumb stuff that
we got one
to be like,
we got one.
Right. Officer.
I think like I told you.
I knew it. But yeah, I apologize to her for like being just like annoying, having a smart mouth, like thinking I knew everything, because I definitely did not. And yeah, mommy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
She knew you was calling. She was looking at you.
She calling me again? Like,
oh my gosh.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I grew up in fear a lot of my childhood. So my dad, I'm gonna be honest, I was mad scared. Like my dad, shout out to Poppy, I love you. But he's in jail now, but he's been in jail for most of my life. But he instilled this like really bad like fear and anxiety. And then also my older sister, she did a lot of things like, you know, losing her virginity at what was considered a young age or whatever. Sorry. I'm not going to say who it is. I have 6 sisters. So
what's the age? What's the age?
When she did it, 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he was much older. But yeah. But so I learned a lot from her. And I grew up like really kind of like tiptoeing. Like I never strayed or did anything. I was always worried of like how my parents were going to react when they came home, and I didn't want to get my ass spanked. I didn't want to get kicked out. I didn't want to get, you know, beat. So I was just kind of always walking on a straight path. When my dad did go to jail, I did get a little bit rebellious, but even then it was like that fear that he ingrained in me, like still stayed in me. And I think I still have it to this day. Like, don't get me wrong, a few drinks, that side comes out, that side of like rebellious, you know. Yeah. But for the most part, I would say like I would say to my mom, I think she got the brunt of things when my dad wasn't there. And, you know, I think because she was the only parent there, she got blamed for a lot of stuff because she was the only one there. And so I think I would just, if I had, not that I think I did anything really bad, but I would just apologize to her for kind of, you know, I would have a smart mouth sometimes or blame her for things that wasn't necessarily, you know, her fault. You know, she was just doing the best she could. So.
Do you feel like he was enforcing fear or enforcing
like discipline?
Or
It's crazy because my mom would say it's discipline. So she'd be like, oh, like ever since your dad went away, like now you are doing things that you wouldn't do if he was here. But everything that I did was out of fear. It wasn't really a respect thing. It was like, I remember my sister and I would be laughing in the back seat. And if we were laughing too loud, he would be like, you sound like whores on the street. Like, you shouldn't be laughing that loud. Like, girls don't laugh like that. You know what I mean? So, like, everything was like, if he was coming home, it was like, make sure the slippers are here. Like, there's nothing around. Like, so everything was fear. It was definitely fear.
Okay.
And I think I felt a relief. And so maybe I finally felt like I could speak my mind. Did I ever, like, really get OD on my mom? No, because there was a part of me that was like, he's watching. You know what I mean? Like, he's there, or somehow he knows what's going on.
That is respect, though. They say respect comes from admiration or fear. So it is a form of
I
respect.
would like the admiration part. I think that's better.
You gotta get how you live sometimes.
I'm trying to think, man. Only one I could think of the top of my head is that when I first moved in with my mom, 'cause I grew up with my aunt my whole life. When I first moved in with my mom, and growing up, my aunt used to say like horrible things about my mom, like, you know, because my mom was addicted to drugs at the time, which is why she had to give me up to my aunt. And she used to say horrible things about my mom, and you know, and that psychologically just was in my head. So when I finally moved in with my mom, I didn't really talk to her at all. Like she would try to make up for that lost time or bridge that gap, and I just was like, nah, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm gonna just focus on school, graduate, and do my own thing. Like, you know, she abandoned me. I'm not even trying to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So for like a good year, man, I did not talk to my mom like at all. And you know, it was one night where she just broke down crying, and she just explained to me her whole life story and why she had to put me in a position that that I was in growing up. And I ended up breaking down crying because I was like, I didn't understand her story at that time. Like, you know what I mean? And when I finally like learned her story, like it made me like, damn, I'm really treating this woman like that. And, you know, she was trying to do the best she could under the circumstances she had. So we talked about it. Obviously, we cried. I forgave her, and we, you know, I apologized for that and stuff like that. But that's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head, like, you know. So
that's beautiful. Shout out to your mom for you know doing that, because a lot of parents don't.
No. Yeah, no, that's a fact.
And apologizing, like parents are probably allergic to apologizing.
Apologizing is hard to do to your kids, man.
I do that all the time. They don't appreciate it. Kids don't appreciate you apologizing. I tell you that.
I mean,
would you agree with that?
They appreciate it later.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I would say that. Yeah.
Not. I mean, I guess you got to be to a age or point.
I mean, your kids is young though. I mean, the only one I probably really understand is Bari,
and she hates the shit out of me every time I tell her. See, I have a similar situation.
What you be apologizing?
Because like sometimes I'll yell like, "Why do I even have to tell you this?" Or something like, "It's my tone." You get what I'm saying? And it's very hard to be a father, a masculine father at that. You know, raising a daughter, and I don't agree with like the name calling or the downplaying. You know, I am very loud though. So I'll pull like, yo, I should have just spoke to you differently. I'll pull her aside and I'm sorry. But she didn't give a shit about that. She like, but still, why can't I wear a belly shirt? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I just get my apology back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to apologize no more. You know what I'm saying? So,
different. Woke. Genty is woke. Different. Like, what?
No, they're different.
She like, the apology is cool, but this shirt though.
Right.
Well, fuck it. I'm gonna wear a belly shirt too then. Yeah, we going together.
Right.
Okay.
What?
Imagine.
Out of context too, eh?
I just messed with my daughter.
She might
cut that part out.
Listen, let me get to this next topic. That's funny.
Drew like wearing belly shirts.
That is funny. Because
the next one, you gotta have a little crop top.
Yeah, I'll do it for my daughter. She come on the show.
And real quick, shout out to your pops, man. Sean Paul, man. Like, yo, shout out to him.
Yo.
Listen, this next topic. Do you think men are truly honest about the type of women they prefer? You know, what, you know, drives their attraction to these so-called like the ratchet women or the hood women or whatever the case is. So what do y'all think? You think men are really honest? Because this is the thing where we always say when we get on the show, men prefer natural women. Then the women push back. Oh, y'all don't prefer natural women. Y'all like the BBLs and all this stuff. And then like, you know what I mean? So do you think guys are honest about their preference in women?
I'm gonna take a guy for what he says. If he says that's what he likes, then that's what he likes. If he says he likes something else, he likes something else. But my question to that question is, what do you mean by like ratchet or like hood? Like, what do you mean by that? Like girls, like ratchet or hood girls. What do you mean?
I mean,
you don't know no ratchet. You don't know no ratchet hood girls.
Yeah, but ratchet in what way? Like more like aggressive or like
loud,
just like sexual, like
all of that. Loud. I mean, they talk with the non-proper English. You know what I mean?
You think that guys go for girls like that, or like prefer girls like that?
Women say that men prefer girls like that got their ass out. Or,
Sexy red popular, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
This is what women are telling us, like that we prefer those type of women.
Okay. I mean, I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go for whatever. If a guy says he likes that, then that's his preference, right? What could I? I don't know why. That's not me, but.
No, but in your experience, do you feel like men have been honest to you about what they like?
In my experience, yeah I would say. I feel like if a guy says he likes natural, I mean, maybe he's saying that because I'm a natural girl. So
right, like maybe he's trying to.
So that's why he's saying it. I don't know.
But do you then see him on IG liking the BBLs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, like they're nice, right? Like who wouldn't like it? It's cute,
right.
You know.
You the one in the group that want to bump who?
No. Do I appreciate women and their body? Yes, of course. Right?
She said they're nice. Why wouldn't I? Why would I want to bump that?
I appreciate
But I think it depends, right? Like, there's also like some guy, it depends on where the guy is at his time, right? Because sometimes you like a girl that has the BBL and all of that, but like that's not the type of person that you would want to marry or like bring home to mom, or it depends on where you are in your life too. Like if you just trying to have fun and have a good time, then maybe you're gonna go for the BBL baddie, that is in Miami getting her body done. And then when you're ready to settle down, you're like, I'll stick to the natural girl with no booty, whatever. Like, but she's nice and she's sweet. Yeah. I don't know.
No booty. Is that where you draw the line? No booty.
Dr. Miami, do he take EBT cards or something like that? Cause I swear to God, like every woman is.
Apparently, he's very affordable compared to other doctors.
Listen. No, because everybody don't get the same BBL, man. The BBLs that be walking around here, it ain't the same BBL. It ain't the same BBL. It ain't the same BBLs that these stars be getting, bro, because they look totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but some stars BBLs be looking.
That's because they try to get the discount. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not done properly.
Yeah, if it ain't done properly,
you got to get it fixed. They get like 2 or 3 just to.
If you got to get a BBL,
you got to work out when you get it, like.
Yeah.
You can't.
If you got to get a BBL for your BBL, you went to the wrong.
BBL for the BBL. So what's your thought? You think men are honest about their preference in women?
I think they're pretty honest. Like I've experienced honest men. Like I've asked. Like I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Think about it.
Wait a minute.
Lies.
No. If he tells me that's what he likes, I'm gonna believe him unless he's like lies to me. Like I don't really have a reason to believe someone's lying to me unless they lie to me. You know what I mean? So I think for the most part, men have been pretty honest with me.
When y'all guys go out to like the club or your girls, do you see like men approaching a particular group of women? Like what grabs most men attention to you guys?
Yo, it's crazy because I do have friends with BBLs, bodies shaped by the gods or whatever. And then there's like,
shaped
girls
by the doctor. Like.
By the doctor. You're right. But it just depends. Like, it's really a certain type of guy too that approaches girls that have BBLs versus girls that are natural, or not
just a BBL, attitude or women that require attention, women that want to be the center of attention, women that are more aggressive with their approach.
Yeah, I think it's a different type because I don't know, like some girls are chill to the wall and like guys like that, and she gets approached, and other girls are twerking their ass, and like
guys like that,
a guy approaches that, and it's just it depends on the kind of guy. Like normally there are certain types of guys that go for girls like that, but I think it's not necessarily about who they are, but more where they are in their life.
Okay. Well, what you think about this, Ace?
I think for the most part, men are honest about what they like. I do think it gets misconstrued because men are curious creatures. Like they see something that intrigues them, they gonna want to give it a try. You know what I mean? Like me myself, I grew up liking thick women. You know what I mean? But at a certain point,
what kind of women?
Thick women.
I
don't know.
Clock it.
So he was pronouncing it with a D.
What the fuck is a dick woman?
Listen,
it's 2024.
If you're going to Malik Yoba shit, then that's
he the one that was big enough to act it. You know what I mean?
Some of these women look better than natural born women.
Wait, hold on. We do have on record you saying that trans women are women. Like I'm just
no, you do not have that. You do not have that on record.
Like, go to clip.
I would love you to stop saying that. We had the clip that you conformed to make it seem like I said that, but I mean, it is what it is. It is. Anyway, like I was saying, man. But at certain points of my life, I mean, I would find myself like in slimmer women. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? All right, cool. But, so
it kind of goes back to what you said.
Yeah, it just depends on where they are in their lives, I think.
Yeah, it just depends on where they are in life, or it might be something that catches their attention. Like, I mean,
yeah.
So you went from like eating like a lot of ass to like small asses. Would you say?
I never ate ass.
That's unfortunate.
Oh shit! Damn, you just dropped a couple of, you know what I mean, attraction points.
Drop me a couple more, man. Fuck it, ain't never happening. Like,
so, what about? So, I think right now we're so focused on the look aspect.
Mm-hmm.
What about the
mindset?
The mindset. Like, have you ever been attracted to that? Damn, she a ride or die. Like, you know what I mean? She got that hood mentality.
But I think that also depends on where you at in your life too. But I never consider myself like a hood dude, you know what I mean? So I was never really attracted to women that was like that, like the ride or die, or they talk like that masculine energy, like, yo, what's up? Like, I got my
DMX
back, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was never attractive to me. Like, even if you look good, if you started talking,
wait, I got you. There's a shorty that we know, and she speaks very much. Word to my dad, nigga. Yo, suck my dick, nigga. And you know what I mean? You do find that woman very attractive.
Am I the only one?
Huh?
Am I the only one?
You're watching.
Am I the only one that finds her attractive?
No, other men find her attractive.
Am I the only one here that finds her attractive?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Since you want to bring it out, like, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, she does exhibit a certain behavior.
Any shorty sound like DMX right now, hit us up, because I got to know who the
I promise you.
Listen,
like I said in the comments, we sound like DMX. I'm on to the next. That's it. Like,
oh my God.
We had this conversation, and we agreed that we would probably slap it once or twice, but then it wouldn't go no further.
I mean, okay. I'll leave it at that. Like, I'll leave it at that.
How you start some shit where you can't?
Nigga brought it up like he not the one.
I ain't think he's going like, you know. What about you? Do you think men are honest about their preference?
I think men are 100% honest about what they like. I think women are delusional about what they think men like. We say it all the time.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like y'all were saying it. Y'all was saying the exact same thing, but y'all was like tiptoeing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those women that get those attention are usually women that they're trying to approach to fuck or be with for the night. You just said, you know, their mind frame at that time. You know? But that's what we meant. You know what I'm saying?
If they're trying to, trying to have fun, then
I'm gonna keep it real. Like, we say this all the time. Like, men, if you ask a lot of men, like, majority of them say they're like a natural woman, natural hair, natural body, natural mindset. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the yelling at me, rah, 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 whatever the case may be. We don't want girls that's outside. Shit, we don't even want you that much outgoing, if you fucking ask me. Like, we want somebody that could, we want you to be outgoing.
That's horrible.
Like, it's like, we want you to be able to receive everything from us and go back and forth. You get what I'm saying? Like, we just don't want you to be on tabletops and all this other crazy shit. It's cool for the time, but are these guys bringing those women home to their mother? Are these guys putting rings? Are these guys committed to these women that they think that we love? These girls that shaking their ass, or the girls that got the BBL, or the girl that got the purple and orange wig on, and we you know, you know what I'm saying? It's switching up just like that. So I'm gonna just keep it above.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think I gotta disagree, man. I don't think men are as honest about their preference, man. Like,
okay.
Cause I see a lot of men's baby mamas, and it don't match what you was telling me when you talking. Like, it's just, it don't match. And I get it. You could say it's just for the time being, or whatever the case is.
Niggas make a lot of men are stupid. Niggas, the fuck? Yeah, a lot of niggas are procreating life with women they don't want to commit with.
If baby mom is not indicative of, it's not always indicative of what you prefer. Like,
niggas,
somebody have slipped up.
Sometimes baby moms was people that they was in relationships with, or what. I know. I have somebody that I know.
Sometimes they baby moms had a turkey base.
I have somebody. This is very I know somebody who was dating a woman that was very much a treesh, and he knew that she was a treesh. And he still chose and she been with everybody. I promise you, she been with everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, including me. Like, now, but and he still wifed it like with no, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was the main one saying,
what's wife in it though?
He was in a full blown relationship with her, like walking down the street holding her hands, like.
All right, but my question is, what was his standards? Like, was he the one who was saying?
Before that, he was very much somebody who didn't, like, he was always making fun of women, like, that was, you know, obviously thoughts or whatever the case is, like. But
was he getting women?
Yeah, he was a guy who could get women, like, for sure, like, you know what I'm saying. And she must have been so phenomenal that the nigga was just like, yo, I don't care if she a thought, like, you know what I'm saying.
You
like,
hit it?
So
was she
like,
phenomenal?
Huh?
You say you hit it? Was she phenomenal?
Nah, I was just joking. Like, but clearly it was never.
Must have been.
Yeah, so clearly, like I said, I think men articulate themselves in a way where, like, oh, nah, I would never go for that. But I think some men, I'm not saying all men, but I think some men are, because maybe it might sound a certain way, or maybe they might get clowned if they say they, like, you know, I had a friend that was going back and forth with me about Sexy Red being fucking super attractive. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, maybe they just ashamed.
I also think you thinking about, like, it's a difference from who you would want to fuck and who you can fuck, and then who you would want to build with. As men, we have those different tolerance zones where we would say, like, shit, I might fuck Sexy Red one day if I'm bored and I ain't got no other bitches to look at.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what niggas do. You know what I'm saying?
And don't forget, they are exceptions to the rule. You know what I mean? So, you know, people say never say never. You might be like, I would never date a big chick or whatever. Like,
that's like how girls feel about Drake. Like, no one would want to, like, I mean, that I know. So let me just clarify that.
Nigga Drake walk in the room right now, you gonna change your answer?
Or
first of all, I think he's a dirtbag. So, but
I was not thinking before the Kendrick Lamar beef. Now, like, now everybody like A minor.
No, not even before that. Like, I personally think he's a womanizer, and he talks about it like he don't give a fuck about women. But
Drake,
so is Future and the women.
Drake,
like, what I'm saying,
I agree, but would a woman want to, like, choose him to marry if he wasn't rich? I'm saying,
right.
Like, if he wasn't rich and he was just like that, would a woman want to be with him and build with him? No, but would they want to fuck him? Sure. You know, I think women have that same kind of, like, there are guys that, you know, they would hook up with, but do they want to, like, be with them and live lives with them and live with them?
I gotta throw the flag in because they fight for them motherfucking dirtbag, dirty niggas.
But I think that comes to a pride thing.
Money or no money.
I don't know if it's about the person as more of, like, an ego pride thing. If they're fighting over guys like that.
And there are some men who see a woman that is very much, like, quote unquote disrespectful or talking like that, and they feel like they attracted to that. They might want to be able to tame her, or I could tame her, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
There's some men that's actually like that. Like, there's men that go for those hood women and knowing, like, okay, they look at her as she's the ride or die woman. She gonna have my best. She gonna hold the gun for me, or whatever the case is. Like, you know what I mean? And that's not always in their best interest, but they still go for those type of women. Like,
I don't know. You playing that street life, you need somebody to hold the gun. She ain't gonna do as much time as him.
I mean,
if that's her first offense,
yeah,
that is true. That is true. You know too much about this shit. What the fuck?
Gonna plead the fifth?
You gotta start watching those movies, Tasha. You know what I'm saying?
Power.
See, back to the black trauma. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right?
No, drug dealers. You know, women
I mean,
ride or dies. Like,
they are portraying black people and never like, but they informative.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Going back to the first original topic, is a lot of times we look at black love through a lens of, you know, struggle, or like the Bonnie and Clyde, even though they was white. But, you know, we always look at that as that's what black love, that's the epitome of black love. Like, it's somebody who's going to be that ride or die. I'm going to go rob a bank and you're going to be right there with me. And that's very much toxic, because we don't see that healthy. We don't really see the healthy portrayals. I mean, well, in like the late 90s when we had the shows like the Cosby's, Fresh Prince, Martin and stuff like that, you saw more of that, obviously. And then the 2000s happened, and then, you know, like, we still had it in the early 2000s, and then after the 2010s and everything just went all downhill and shit like that. But you know what I mean? But that could be a form of just trauma bonding again, like, you know what I mean? So two people that's unhealed, just...
they had Blackish and Grownish and Issues.
Blackish was definitely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I want to say too, like, as much as I watch Martin, I never seen Martin cheat on Gina. You know what I'm saying? So that was like
yeah.
positive vibes from a black man.
That is true.
No, I think the one time they did break up was because they were talking about each other's parents, and I think she said something about his mom having a mustache, and
Tommy cheated though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pam?
Yeah, he ain't cheat on Pam.
First of all, you don't do it.
No, I seen an episode where she was mad because he was talking to her like he had a female friend or something like that.
Nah, it wasn't. It turned out to be something else. Like,
but she thought he was cheating.
Yeah,
okay,
she thought he was
cheating. All right.
Yeah.
See, I seen that episode. You know what I mean, goddamn, don't do that. Like,
I ain't gonna tell the people, man. I ain't gonna. But do this again, I'm gonna let you know.
He tried it this show, like he tried it.
Listen,
man.
I was kind of there. Like,
Yeah, next question, man.
Listen, I mean that's it for the question.
Oh, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, again, let them know where they gonna follow you at. Like,
you can follow me on Instagram at loveloma_smile.
Oh, we got 2 questions.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Tiffany F. Tiffany EFFF.
3 Fs.
Versace.
listen, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like. It only take 2 seconds. Hit the like button. Subscribe if y'all didn't already subscribe. Write in the comments if y'all agree, disagree.
Yeah.
You know, we lying about the Hollywood movies and the perception of black trauma and stuff like that. Whatever y'all agree, just let us know. I'll be in the comments. I promise you, I'll be reading them. Like,
y'all want more episodes like these, man? Definitely share, repost, and like.
Yeah.
I want 20K the first day. You heard?
That's very optimistic thinking. I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
What do you think you're gonna get on this one?
We'll talk about that.
Look, can we do something real fake real quick? Can we I want to make like a beta clip. Like, yell at me, say, you a piece of shit, motherfucker.
And then it's gonna
that's how we got you.
Let's act it out. Let's act it out.
All right.
And it's gonna be the main clip before the episode comes out. So you gotta be serious.
What y'all gonna argue about?
Which one to argue about real quick? Just
just be like, yo, you a piece of shit, man. Or so you a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never
go
coming
off
on this.
me, and I'ma just yell something back.
All right, you're a fucking dirtbag anyway. You're a liar, you're a piece of shit. I already know how you are. Stop fucking playing.
I'm tired of women keep going back and forth.
Whatever.
That's all we need right there. Like, niggas gonna tune in like, oh, this shit about to get spicy.
Oh my God.
I couldn't pray. Beautiful guys, dynamite.
You gotta hit him with the you hate black women. That's gonna get it.
I just want to say, no Drake slander on this show, man.
Oh, okay.
He is a Drake groupie, so like,
okay.
he did wear his OVO panties.
I should have known.
Like,
not OVO panties. OVO
Limited
panties in the bag of hot. What's up with you today?
OVO.
Nigga OVO, like,
Not proud of it.
Family matters, right? That's all I'm saying.